Skip to my loo, loo, loo. Skip to my loo, loo, loo. Skip to my loo, skip to my loo, my darling. This one's kind of like Goodnight Ladies. A little bit different. I mean, we're using pretty much the same notes and the same chords we are using. But we're going to, in this case, we're going to add in and take off some fingers to pick up notes. So let's take a look at this one together. We start off holding a C chord and we go. Now, thumb is alternating 5-4 and we're going. Well, to pick up that note, the third beat of measure 2, add your pinky onto the first string. We've played the first string open. Then we're just going to add the pinky on to make that G on the first string. So we're holding the C chord for both measures, and we're just changing it a little bit by adding the pinky on. Let's try that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we change to that G chord, 2-finger G. And notice, pinky was on that third fret of the second string. Take him off. Put him back on. And now I'm still holding these two, pinky and ring finger, but on the first string, I added on the first fret index finger. Let's try those two together. Measure 3 and 4. Off, on, index finger on. Let me count us in and we'll wrap that one around a few times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again now. Again. Let me slow that down even more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once more. Again. Back to that C chord. Okay, so that's what we did in measures 1 and 2. Now, and I pushed the note a little bit by habit. Let's try that without the push. Measures 7 and 8. Skip to my loo, my darling. So I started out with just a 2-finger G, and I'm going to add on an index finger on the first string, first fret. And then take him back off again to catch that melody note. So this is the straight up and down version. Everything is on the beat. Let's go through this one more time together, nice and slow, and then we'll see if we can mess around with this a little bit and make some variations on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Add the pinky, G, off. Lou, Lou, skip to my Lou, 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 skip to my Lou, 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 skip to my Lou, skip to my Lou, my darling. All right, that's the basic version. Now, as we did with Goodnight Ladies, I've tabbed out some variations here. Let me play it the way I've tabbed it out and then see what we can do with this thing. Again, what did I do to make variations? Just a little bit. Just pushed a couple notes forward by half a beat. So that's the same. All right, here's one where I push forward on measure 3. Not too much different, but just to add a little bit of interest to it. We've got no change there. Here's what a little bit of a change is. Go to that G chord. So what is this? 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then back to the C. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. So it turns out the variations that I made here were on the and of 2, pushing that note that would have been on the third beat forward just a little bit. So I want to encourage you with this song too. As we did with Goodnight Ladies, just mess around with it a little bit. You can play this variation. But you can do other things. Let's just mess around a little bit and see what happens. Well, right there. Now, is that a little bit too much? Maybe. I like that better. Instead of pushing every single note, just maybe every other note, because too much syncopation just gets as boring as playing it straight up and down. Dun dun dun. So I've got something before the beat and then some nice solid beats just to get us back into that solid beat. Let's do that one more time, see how that sounds. Dun 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 dun. I like that. So I did the same thing there. You can mess around with this. First of all, this is a nice practice song for the alternating thumb and fingers, melody on top. It's a good practice song for variations. Get it down solid first, then start messing around. If you play some things that you think, oh, that doesn't sound too good, well, that's all right. Don't do that again. Do something that you think does sound good. Again, the object here is to have some fun. And we keep on building toward some more interesting songs and songs that you actually will hear people playing out. And you'll think, oh, I can play that. That's not so complicated. When I first heard it, I thought it was pretty complicated. But now that I can play it, I realize that's not so bad.